Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to D Smith. Let's discuss. Welcome to today's session. Today's session, I have a video from Geek About It. Right, and this video came out 7 months ago. Kendrick Lamar, extremely dark and violent past. Right, that's the title of his video. But I want to put a different spin on it. Right. And the title of this video is Kendrick Lamar, right? He became a worldwide superstar by learning life lesson from his neighborhood and by reflecting on his journey. Also, the choices he made. On this channel, I always talk about life is about choices, right? It really is. You're gonna make a choice that can affect you good or bad. But let's react to this video. Shout out to Geek About It. Let's go.
Kendrick was walking with me. I just felt knuckles go bang. Hit me in the back of the head. Kendrick was like, hey! And he fighting with like two dudes.
I see this nigga Dave and K-Dot chasing a nigga. They jump a nigga.
He thought I was somebody else, bro. He low-key tried to press me. See, Kendrick grew up in the hood, like really grew up in the hood.
What's Kendrick's name from Westside?
The good kid in a mad city. This phrase, often used to describe Kendrick himself, paints a picture of someone surrounded by chaos, but remaining untouched by it. However, this isn't the real story. For one, the title Good Kid, Mad City isn't just about Kendrick. It represents every kid who grew up in Compton, not just those who avoided gang life, but every single child shaped by their environment.
The half of the story of kids in Compton is just basically good kids in a mad city.
I feel that we all good kids in a mad city. You know what I mean? It all stems from being a kid and it's just the shit you exposed to. You know what I mean? I was exposed.
Product of your environment, right? Product of your environment. Choices, right?
To it too.
No one is born evil. It's the circumstances and environments we grow up in that mold us. The album captures this universal experience, reflecting on how good people can be pushed to do terrible things. Kendrick, like many others from his neighborhood, did some of these terrible things.
I don't think they really understand the story all the way. As far as I put out there, I'm just the good kid in the mad city. You know what I mean? I put out the positive out there, but they don't know the negatives I had to go through yet.
So let me say this. Kendrick has kept his life private. That's why old boy could not find no dirt on him. Kendrick has kept his life private, and that's what he said. I'm gonna give you the information what I want out there, and that's how he rolled.
I went to school and I got straight A's, but I didn't tell them that I was out there with the streets with the homies.
Kendrick was like supposed to be a nerd or just a regular guy. Now all of a sudden he's like a gangbanger or some shit like that. Like
the idea that you have to actively join a gang to face violence or life-threatening situations is laughable. Even if Kendrick has never raised a flag, that wouldn't mean he wasn't deeply affected by the chaos he grew up around. We all know K-Dot grew up in a dangerous Pyru neighborhood in Compton, surrounded by gang culture and violence. His father moved the family to Compton after Kendrick's mother gave him an ultimatum to leave the streets. But the city of Compton turned out to be just as dangerous as Chicago. Despite their efforts to shield Kendrick, the reality of gang life was unavoidable.
Hey, kid, where the pump at, nigga? Let me go get that. Go get the pump. Go get the pump. Hey, come on. It's a couple bags.
I never seen this footage before. It kind of shows you when you comparing fathers, Drake father and Kendrick father. Drake father was not in his life. Kendrick father was in his life. Facts.
Compton turned out to be just as dangerous as Chicago. Despite their efforts to shield Kendrick, the reality of gang life was unavoidable.
Hey, kid, where the pump at, nigga? Let me go get that. Go get the pump. Go get the pump. Hey, come on. It's a couple things.
Death and loss were constants in his world. By the time he was 8 years old, he had witnessed 2 murders. And as a teenager, Kendrick felt
crazy, man. By the time he was 8, he didn't seen 2 murders, and that makes you like harden your soul, hardened to the world. You don't trust individuals. You don't. You just. It's like hard to form friendships if that individual didn't grow up with you from a early age, especially if you were not in those battles in the streets. So I'm pretty sure when Kendrick said I'm a mollywop old boy, he truly meant that and was not afraid of the outcome, whether win or lose. Like I'm a smash old boy. On the other hand, Drake never had these experiences, right? He was on the TV set growing up. I'm right or wrong? Drop a comment, let's discuss.
of the streets. His father, after recognizing where Kendrick was headed and seeing the kind of company he kept, had a serious conversation with him. My father said, "I don't want you to be like me." I couldn't grasp it at the time. He told me about his mistakes and warned me not to make the same ones. His father was a street dude, and now he was seeing his son heading down the same destructive path. So he tried all he could to steer his son in the right direction. But still, the pressures of the streets were too strong.
Them men knew a lot, but not enough to keep me past them streets.
Kendrick, where you at?
My pops was still, you know what I mean, bumping his head too, but at the same time, he always had so much of a love for me. He'd give me the wisdom in the game to say, you know what, I did that, don't do that. And sometimes he can...
Did you hear that? My father had so much love for me. I'm gonna get to another point about old boy father.
Sometimes he couldn't because I still had my friends surrounding me in the community.
Lil L, Kendrick's best friend since elementary school, represents the Pyru sense. He became one.
Childhood friends, right? Childhood friends. Pay attention.
Known enough to appearing in noisy Compton. L's life has been turbulent, marked by time in and out of jail since his teens. His mother's addiction to crack during his early years left him reliant on care from others in the community. Jason Keaton is another one of his close childhood friends. He lost his mother in the 6th grade, and by the time he was 14, he was fully immersed in the Westside Pyru gang. In 2007, Jason was sentenced to 21 years in prison. After he got arrested, he asked Kendrick to look after his younger brother, Chad. Tragically, Chad was killed in a drive-by shooting in 2013, leaving Jason with immense guilt for introducing his brother to the gang lifestyle. Kendrick also felt guilty for being unable to protect Chad, as he had promised.
I felt more safer in Afghanistan than I did what I do here. It's constantly, you have to watch cars going up and down your street. When you walk outside your house, you want to see who's out there before you step too far outside your front door now.
Chad was a really hard one for Kendrick. It was really hard for him because Chad was like younger than us, you know, like a little bro.
J-Man, another childhood friend, faced a similar fate.
My big brother was from the hood, you know what I'm saying? So
I want you guys to pay attention to the images you see. Dave Free, another childhood friend of Kendrick Lamar. They grew up together. So just pay attention to the images you see, because it does mean something. Kendrick has somebody he can truly trust and believe in, because they've been in the streets together. Not saying that that make the bond tight, but it does mean something. Where you grew up, where they're from. Let's go.
his name J-Man, you know what I'm saying? A member affiliated with a known gang. He found himself going to prison for 25 years. You feel me? I ain't had no daddy or no mama at the time, you feel me? So all I had was the hood.
Some of his other childhood friends are Lil Ducky, J Real, and Yang Yang. Ducky recently just finished a 10-year prison sentence.
About that Pyru, niggas do 2 summers of participation. Bitch, I went 25 summers straight. I've been knowing this nigga Kendrick on my son life. On my son life. I've been knowing this nigga since this, nigga. On my son, nigga. No cap, nigga.
J Real and Yang Yang are mentioned in Kendrick's song Mad City and have appeared in his music videos. However, there isn't much information about them. G-Weed is someone who he calls his big homie. He's currently doing 11 years in prison. Everyone I've mentioned so far all falls under the Westside Pyrus. Unlike his friends, Kendrick had the stability of a father who provided guidance and a mother who avoided addiction. Despite this, he didn't shy away from joining his friends in their activities. They smoked, drank, committed petty and serious crimes, fought rival neighborhood kids. He was even banging the set for a time. Here's the thing about gangbanging. I was born in that area, where you have to be affiliated. Gangs is my family. I grew up with them. Everything from Good Kid, Mad City actually happened to him.
Kendrick been making Good Kid, Mad City since I know him. So for me,
it's crazy because old boy thought he was a quiet kid. Old boy thought he was not about that life until he put that size 7 up his ass. I'm right or wrong? Welcome to the session.
like all those stories, it was just like, you know, finally people get to hear the truth, you know what I'm saying?
Did you really meet a woman in a shopping center, or did that actually happen?
Yeah, definitely. It was us being depressed because something just happened to our homeboy, tragic.
Right, yeah.
And you know, when we got confronted by this lady inside of a shopping center, that was the actual moment that really transpired, you know, to me actually making a change in my life. Drinking habits, you'll see when I had them. Yeah. You'll see smoking habits. That was me.
You?
That the guy laced.
Oh.
Reason why I don't smoke, and it's in that album.
Oh, motherfucker, that ain't your shit.
It's in the story. Sing About Me is definitely a true song. My partner talking to me, speaking on the story how I was there, you know, when his brother passed, and I got to watch him take his last breath. You know, respecting I was down for his brother.
So how Kendrick grew up, oh boy, wish he grew up like that. I guess. But I'm gonna say this: the goal is always to make it out the hood. That is the goal for anybody that grew up in that. Make it out the hood. Provide for your family. But oh boy, Drake want to go back to the hood. He want to be a gangbanger, while Kendrick is the opposite. I want to show the positive side of people that live in this environment. That's why Kendrick Lamar is winning right now.
No matter how much they called him a delinquent. And if I happen to pass before your album drop, I want you to tell this story. Sing about me. Make sure you sing about me. And he definitely passed too.
When he was 15, he got stomped out. And this wasn't the only time this happened. It's almost normal when you're from where he's from. For example, Kendrick has a childhood friend he started rapping with named Antonio, aka Cannon.
Do you know a guy called Cannon?
My dude Antonio.
Here's a clip of him telling a story of when he and Kendrick were attacked and had to fight a group of dudes.
We were walking to the squad meet to get some t-shirts or whatever, and these dudes were like, hey, where you from? And I just walked out. Kendrick was walking with me. And then I just felt knuckles go pop. Hit me in the back of the head. And I'm like, I spun around and clipped him on the chin. Kendrick was like, hey! And he fighting with like 2 dudes. I don't know what came over us. We turned into like...
So think about this. So this is what I'm saying, man. Kendrick versus Drake, right? Kendrick, it is what it is. Whatever the outcome, I'm still gonna be a better person. Old boy sued because he wasn't hardened by the streets. He wasn't hardened by his environment. He was not hardened by the environment he grew in, meaning Drake. The loving, you can do anything, you go champ. While Kendrick was getting his ass beat growing up in the hood. Once again, not saying that you want to get your ass beat while you growing up. You don't want that for your child. But the difference in the mentality, right? Kendrick has a different mentality than oh boy. Kendrick mentality is fuck you, and fuck you. Fuck New York, fuck Atlanta, you Atlanta niggas. Yeah, hey, let's go.
Wow. Tasmanian Devils or something, because we was able to beat up 4 dudes with just 2 of us, and we both short. It was the adrenaline that just had us like, y'all not about to just fucking just pick on us and beat us up. Like, nah, it's not happening.
Eventually, Kendrick started to realize how lucky he was. He had everything his friends didn't: loving and supporting parents, and a talent that could help him escape his environment. At the same time, he was also starting to see the consequences of their choices.
I was probably the only one in America with an actual active father in his life. I don't know. Well,
what I say, life is about choices.
A few times, but
choices,
man.
Man.
What I had was somebody say, "You bumped your head. Now you see what happened. You're in the back of a police car. See what happened? You at the station."
In one interview, Kendrick recalled picking up his best friend Lil Al and pleading with him to join him at the studio. But Al refused, saying that he had to put in work and do his thing. Hours later, he was arrested. What struck him most was the realization that if he hadn't been in the studio, he would have definitely been with Al, committing the same crime, and he'd likely have gone to jail too. From that moment on, their paths diverged. In a 2011 interview, Kendrick admitted he was almost sent to prison himself. He had been arrested and often faced dangerous encounters with police. To this day, Kendrick avoids sharing specifics about that period of his life. He knows how people fixate on negativity, and he doesn't want to glorify a lifestyle that destroyed so many of his loved ones. Instead, he's committed to being a voice of change.
Choices. Come back to the choice Kendrick Lamar is committed to. I'm going to be the change. Which is why the whole world love him, man.
You know, we think of Compton, all you think about, glorifying street violence. Me coming from the area, seeing all my uncles and really seeing that lifestyle, I wanted to, bring something different to the table.
And from Compton, I could have easily came out and said, I did this, I did that. I done killed a whole bunch of niggas, I done plugged it. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather talk about something a little bit more deeper than that. The reasons and the problem and the solutions behind it.
He sees his role as a person who's showing a better path, even though the darkness of his past still seeps into his music and words. This is the side of himself he tries to hide from the public, the hard-headed shadow self, as his partner Dave Free calls it. In a 2022 W magazine interview, Dave reflected on the side of Kendrick. Those moments when we would get impressed, or me seeing that side of Kendrick which people don't know. I've seen that side of him where he'd be a poet in one moment, but then he'd be protecting himself or his family. Through it all, Kendrick chose to rise above. Most of his friends didn't get that chance, and that's why he refuses to romanticize the streets.
First off, RP to my nigga S Braids, my nigga Chad, and my big homie Pup. I do it for them, but that shit hurted when they took my niggas away from me, man. Shit, all of them died gunshots. Got killed.
The person takes somebody you love, you feel like you want to go get some revenge, you know what I'm saying? Like, seeing him battle with that on the road was like hard because it's like, it was real, it's like.
Forgiving his friend's killers was an emotional burden, made heavier by the guilt of leaving his friends that were trapped back home. His friend G-Weed was shot in the head and then right after sent to prison for 11 years. Another friend from the neighborhood, Key Richards, was killed a few years ago. He gave him a little tribute while he was performing on SNL. Because of all the people he's lost, he has made it a priority to uplift his community and give back to those he grew up with that are still around. While Jason was incarcerated, he went back to school and got a degree. He also wrote 2 books behind bars that Kendrick promoted while performing on SNL. During that same performance, he celebrated Lil Al finally getting his passport, meaning he could go on tour with them. Since Al has been out of prison in 2019, he's been working at PG Land. He's also being put through school by Kendrick for an executive position that's waiting for him when he's done.
Right now, he put me through executive school and shit. It ain't nothing to play. I gotta stay 100% focused.
Kendrick and Dave be on my ass about going to the hood, and it's like, they don't want a nigga in jail, so I understand what they saying. Shit, I be in 5-star hotels with them, like, going to the studios with them out of town, like, certain shit that I don't broadcast because,
J Real, Ducky, and Richie also work at the company. I'm sure like Lil Al, there are plans to get them set up long term. He's also looked out for his childhood friend J-Man's little brother Hitter, most recently putting him on GNX. He has created a supportive environment, proving that it's possible to rise above circumstances and inspire change.
Yeah, so man, shout out to Geek About It, man. That was a great video. And life is about choices, man. Life is about choices, and Kendrick made the right choice. I'm going to focus on the positivity of my community. I'm going to uplift my community while old boy focus on I'm going to get the party lit. Right? And as Drake fans, fan base, they grow older, they still trying to get the party lit in they early 40s and early 50s, man. Drake fans, sit your ass down, dude. I'm Right or Wrong. Welcome to this session. Like, comment, subscribe. If you like this content, let me know. I'm out of here.